All right, folks. Well, sorry for that delay there, about 12 minutes or so, but we had to get the flight planned, set up and all. Welcome to the Flight Factor 767. This is a charter I used to see a lot at Mid-America. Unfortunately, they're no longer in business, but I really loved it when they came to town, and I want to say the flag was a little bigger on the tail. I want to say it was the whole tail. But anyway, we're talking 20 years, 10 years ago. So, but anyway, we're on the ground here in Andrews, and we got just a few more things, oh, excuse me, to do here before we can head into the sky. But it's stuff I can do while talking to you. It's basically what I would be called my pre-flight. So what we're going to do is hop up into the office here. We are still cold and dark. I'm just working my way up there. There we go. Let's get the tablet out and let's kind of go through a couple things here. It's not a, this is in by no stretch a tutorial. We are going to switch to the GEs and we're going to get rid of the winglets, he says cautiously. We're going to open No, we're not. We're going to close them all. So open up that door, the cargo, and we'll open the bulk. See what happens if I open that one up. And we'll go back to the ground, to ground, and GPU, stairs, chocks, LSU. Let's get the fuel truck out there. I don't know if the loader unit's going to do anything for us or not. So let's hop back outside. No, not really. So we'll go ahead and get rid of the loader unit. And there's the fuel truck. You can see everything we've got here. Where's the bus coming? Oh, there's the bus. So let's real quick put in our pass. We'll get to the counts here in a minute. We'll get rid of that. I'm going to leave this. We're going to power up here. Okay. So from SimToolKit here, we are going. And I'm going to be doing a lot of things at the same time here, folks. Okay, so we're looking at 248. Oh, that didn't work out right. Okay. So 248, 790. There we go. And fuel is gonna be 26,461. Okay. And we're gonna be hauling 53,190 pounds. I'm just filling in other blocks that I have here to. So basically what we've got here, folks, is, well, we've loaded our aircraft up with 980 pounds. Basically figure that to be the extra baggage our troops are going to be carrying. And I'm just killing the last flight in there. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I do here, folks, to help me out. Okay, get that back up here. All right. So, and SimToolKit, let's go to the OFB. So, and our cost index is 27, top altitude 38,000. Let me see if I can take any of this information. I think I can. I wish I could show you top cap, but I don't have it on the right computer. And 1106, is that right? Way to find out. $11,066. Oh. Oh, dang it. Helps to be in the right one. Oh, where are you? 1,000. Now we'll be in the right one. Okay, there we go. So we got the basic things done. What we're looking at here on this flight plan, let's get right into it. So we're into a 767 300ER. We've got GE engines on board, the 680s B7Fs. We're leaving Andrews. We're heading to Charleston. Both bases are considered joint bases, but Charleston's also both a airport, domestic airport for airlines. All of them, for the most part, fly in there, by the way, including Allegiant. So, oh, let me just see here. We are going to have to pull this out a little. There we go. Wonder if that's on my end. Let me see if that helped on your end. Too late. All right, well, anyway, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of messing with some things also at the same time on the stream here to get a better view. Cost index is 27, air distance 410 miles. We got an average wind of 318 knots at 59 miles. 59 nautical or knots. Scrolling down, you saw the fuel. We're going to run with 12.0. Just putting all this in so I can find it real quick. That'll leave us 5735. Okay. And so that'll be 57,000 pounds of fuel on the ground when we get to Charleston, or to our alternate, which is Charlotte, if we have to divert. So let's continue down so you get to there. Here's our routing. Let me see if that'll pull up now in here. Perfect. That is our route. Jeff's JFSN1 to the same fix. AMYLU is our arrival in Charleston. And I'm just and go. All right, so there we go, folks. There's your pretty much your brief. The only thing I haven't gone over yet is the number of people on board. Our times, we're estimating at 1 hour and 30 minutes. We got 239 troops on board, 3,000 pounds of their cargo underneath, and that's what's bringing us up to the 53,000 number on the payload. Zero fuel weight is 248,790 pounds, and it's 53,190 pounds of payload. So there you go, folks. That's our pre-brief. We have filed our flight plan with POSCON. All we have to do is our login, and then we can begin the blast off feature. So let me fade back. You'll see us on the ramp still. I From here, let's hop up into the cockpit, get the right checklist in front of us. Close that off. All right, and let's go through getting the aircraft itself ready for our passengers. I'm just going to flip the switch. For that, let's pull the tablet again. And let's make sure, well, we're not going to need the high pressure unit. The GPU is out there, the fuel truck's out there. Chocks, gate, ASU, we're using stairs, and the doors are open that we need. Okay, so moving on down, let's load our packs, cargo, and fuel. So the packs, 239. Okay, so we're maxed out at 235. Cargo weight 400. This plane's easy to understand in this regard. Cargo, on the other hand, not so. It's a little more tricky. You wouldn't think so, but it is. Hang on a second. 461. Okay, enter. Now we'll load. Okay, so we're loading the plane at this time. So we're going to move on to the safety checks. Basically, let's make sure the parking brake is on. Weather radar is off. And up to the top here for the battery. The battery is located right under the timer. Make sure you open the guard and then turn it on. You'll see everything begin to slowly light up. Standby power to auto. Make sure your wipers are off right here. And then since we have external power available, let's go for it. Left and right buses, so we get power on the bus. Utilities on. Do not touch these. If you do and open the guards and press them, you'll have to do maintenance. I'll show you where the button is, and you'll have to go through and get it all set up and then turn the nav lights on. Okay, and then the emergencies right here. And there, folks, we are through our cockpit safety check. Moving on now. Let's get our left and right yaw dampers on. Our window heat's on. Okay, our electronic controls are on. C1, C2 is on. Aft forward bulk cargo heat. Wait a minute, I think I skipped something. And all switches to auto, I did. Okay. Engine start to both. Today is even, so we'll go with 2. Passenger signs. All right, coming down. Auto 2. Landing elevation. Get that real quick for you. 46 feet. Kind of like that it starts at 2,000. Even though it is kind of a pain in the rump, it is kind of nice. All right. And you can see our fuel is coming up. We're going to go to 26.5, I think it is. 26.4. So it's almost loaded. And finally, equipment cooling. Make sure is in the auto position. Now, next up is our cabin air. Make sure they're at the 12 o'clock auto. Same with this one. On. That's trim air, left and right recircs. Okay. Cabin temps to auto. We'll turn the PAX on. All right, there we go, folks. And we've done our basic pre-flight of the overhead. Let's now set up the IRS. So we just move them to align to nav, align to nav, align to nav. Okay, there they go to align. We have 7 minutes. All right, so coming down here, hang on a second. Let's just go ahead and pull the CDU out of here. Click FMC. Okay, we are 767. With the CF, AirNac is correct. Let's go here. Click ADW. There we go. And then ADW KCHS. Okay, if I went too fast, let me back up. Index. There's your ident page. Then you go to the initialization. You type in the airport you're at. In our case, it's Andrews. There's KADW. The GPS above it is fine. Click on it. It'll drop it down to here. Click that line select, puts it right in. Click route. ADW was here, so all you had to do was click the line select. Type in KCHS for Charleston. Click. Okay, so we are started. And let's get on POSCON real quick. wonder if it recognizes this one. Ooh, it did. Ooh. All right, so we are in, and all I've got to do now is with POSCON, click Web UI. Now, let me try so you all can see this go around. Okay, let's move that over. So there you go. Now you're seeing the web UI that you have to start with. So what you do here, simply, he says, very cautiously, go over to ATC, click Login, and we're in Andrews, which is KUSA. Instead of breaking it down by every ARTC, they just made it KUSA here. Okay, and sending. And then what we're going to be waiting on here is for it to ping, saying that they received it. We're due off the ground, by the way, in 45 minutes. Okay, so when that comes in, new message is lit up, and we don't have to acknowledge that one. This will be back to the way it was if a new message comes in. I'm going to also make sure we're not flying into ATC. Oh, come on. I don't think we will be. We'll be going pretty much like that. So Jacksonville would have to come up. There we go. All right. So like I said, now we're back to this. We are not aligned yet. You'll know you're aligned when the PFD shows up. Okay, so let's take a look at how long. 3 minutes. So we're back down here. We're going to go to the next page. And I'm also going to do one other thing. Bear with me a second. I just noticed I didn't change my title. Hopefully that updates. We'll find out. All right, so pressing on here. Oh, that's nice. All right, so hang on. We'll go the old-fashioned route. That is JEFSN. My laptop locked up, so sorry about that, folks. Next one is AMY Amy Lou. Almost looked like I had two of them open. And we'll activate. Okay, so we'll come back to route. Complete. Not going to worry about it. It's only 2 fixes. And we got the title changed. Awesome. All right, so what we do next, set your departure up, which was Jefferson. I am going to need nav graph for that. Of course you want me to sign in. It's just ridiculous what going on with you. I know, they're going to tell me, oh, it's for your security we do this. So, get rid of that. And we're just putting in a route here real quick to make it easy. Andrews over to, come on. You're gonna be a pain, aren't you? Of course. Why else wouldn't you be working? Oh, it's not doing it again. I love when things don't work. All right, well, that ding is the one we were waiting for, folks. That'll at least give us a squawk code. So let me just get that real quick. Zero 0562. And what I do is I put that in my notes here because I'm not ready to put it in yet. So 0562. All right. And I've acknowledged. So, and Atlanta's gone down. Oh, someone's taken off close by. All right, so what we're going to have to do, I think. Oh, I think it might work this time. Oh, type in the right airports, Mike. Yep, it's going to work this time. All right, so we're going out one left. Jefferson, let's do this. And we'll find out what these transitions look like. And this is why I don't like being rushed, because I like to have all of this figured out. Find where Melton is. All right, MELTN. This isn't looking promising, folks. All right, let me, I will try another feature here. Okay, what I'm going to do is once again bring SimBrief up for y'all so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, hang on a second. Get that back. Okay, gives you an idea. Okay, so what I've done, get rid of that. Do this again. We're going off one left. These are the departures. So there's Melton. I guess we'll have to go with that. Okay, and then that'll take us down. So we'll take Melton. So that will leave us in with a discontinuity. See if that helps. We'll see here. It should be popping up on my screen down here in a moment. Okay, so we'll go to first off, one left, Melton, execute. Come down. So far, so good. Okay, so route. Being 410 miles, I am going to go ahead and go to the index, head over to Charleston, take this one. Let's take a look at that one while we're here. Okay, so now that we've got this part of it in, hang on a second, it's called Amy Lou. Okay, so we're going to go arrivals. Okay. Oh, it took. Okay. So what I was doing, building this at the same time, working this out. So we're going to come to the Amy Lou. Oh, we need to see that chart. Hang on a second. See if we can use one of these two. I don't think we can. Well, we might. Go here. And that one. And let's take a look at this star. Okay, and what I'm going to do is get down here to Amy Lou. All right, my wife's on her way home. There's Ray Paz. MR Pit, that's where we're going to go. Believe that was the right fix. Yep, Mr. Pitt. We're going to do the ILS and execute. Okay, so we've kind of changed up our routing just a tad. So what we're doing, instead of just going to Jeffson, Jefsn, we're going out to Melton. Then from Melton, we're going to Amy Lou. Let's see if we can show that all up here. Hang on. Got that. While I'm here, let me get all my other stuff. Okay. Thought I put that stuff in, and I did not. And going out on the Jefferson. Okay, so I got all my charts down there. If you weren't familiar, that's all you have to do, folks, is turn that pin, and that puts them down at the bottom. And then anytime, so long as you have that route here, it'll pull them up. All right, so now what we're doing is we're going on the Jefferson one to Melton to Amy Lou. Wait a minute. Didn't I click? Hang on, something didn't take. Huh, it's going direct. Okay, so we're not going to be hitting Mr. Pitt. That's fine. Let's just make sure with the charts on the Amy Lou. Wilt is next. We should have gone here for some reason. I don't know why it didn't show up. You can't force it that way. Okay, there we go, and just closed up that. And all we'll be doing is vectoring for the approach into. So there you go, folks. That kind of gives you the pre-flight and what we're doing here. So let's get this plane going. So execute. Kind of bothers me that's not there, but anyway. Okay, so flight number for this mission. We'll put that in there. K2521. Let me make sure. Things did not add up right. Let's see. Well, we're going to make our plane match that. 252, 248 is at 5. And 150. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong keys. Sorry, folks. Okay, there we go. And then TLR, takeoff. Oh, I'm kind of crazy here today. KCHS. All right, and still shooting to the north. Just making sure we're on a dry runway, and we are. Takeoff, okay. Landing, 3-3, clear. Dry, 1-0, that'll work. All right, so we got our takeoff data. All right. Get this out of the way. We're going to go ahead since we're done. We'll get rid of the fuel truck, the bus, and this. So we'll keep the stairs. And our reserves was 12. 380. I hope we can make it. And 27. That's what comes to mind, but I think I'm way off. Oh, I was right on. Okay, so 27. And we'll put 2,000 in. All right, so for takeoff, winds 320 at 14. Believe it or not, folks, we are not far from takeoff. Acceleration height, we're going to go for 1,500. Reference temperature 16. Next page. 70. Okay, come on. Oh, All right, let's see how the airplane did versus ACARS. Off by 10, well, close to 10. First one was at least. V1, 136. Rotate, 138. That's pretty close. And 143 for V2. We'll give it to them for that. And we're estimating 277. They're estimating 278. We're within 1,000. I'm good. And we should have about 1,900 feet of runway, folks. That, folks, is the CDU. Okay, so let's move on. I know I've been kind of dry, kind of boring. We've been going at it again for about an hour, but this is a different plane.
Monitored. In the event of any compression, an oxygen mask
all right,
will
so a little bit about me,
so
so you guys get an idea of what I'm doing here.
Place it
I
firmly
didn't
over your
realize
nose
I'd
and
done
mouth.
that.
Secure
Okay,
the elastic
let
band behind
me
your
take
head
that out.
and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate,
Okay,
oxygen
I
is flowing to
actually
the
work
mask.
at
If
an
you are
airport
traveling
that
with a
used to
child or
receive
someone
these
who requires
airplanes when the company was in
secure your
business
mask on
back
first,
in,
and then assist the
I
other
think they went
person.
out in 2008.
Keep your mask on
They went out of
until
business
the uniformed
2009.
crew member advises
Maybe it was
you to
14.
remove
I
it.
can't remember reading
In
up
the
on
event
them.
of an emergency,
But anyway, we used to
please
get
assume the bracing position. Lean
at least
forward with your hands on
2
top
or
of
3
your
times
head
a
and
year
your elbows against your thighs.
this airline would come through North American, and it's a troop. It was a troop charter, but I'm sure it charters for other groups as well. But that's what we saw it normally as. Let's see how Washington D.C. looks. Just always curious. It is what it is. There's Dulles. Yep, and that would be probably where Reagan is. Looks fair. I mean, this one, even FSX does a better job on. Oh well. X-plane, you can't win them all, but you could have if you update your sceneries to include the major important things of a city. DC, come on. The Wall, Reagan, the Pentagon, all of that. France, you know, the Eiffel Tower. There are things you can include. St. Louis, the Arch, New York, all of 90% of the skyscrapers. You know, it's just those things would really help your sim out a lot.
Find this and all the other safety information.
All right, so let's get these lights off. We're above 10,000 feet.
We strongly suggest you read it before takeoff. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask one of our crew members.
Okay, but anyway, I worked out there. We saw these aircraft all the time. Well, not all the time, but we saw them. I would call them on a more regular basis than most people do. And I really love this airline. It's a shame it was a charter. It was like World Air. Matter of fact, I think World might have been one of the holding companies for it. I could be wrong. But yeah, beautiful. Love the airline. Like I said, all you got to do is look at that tail. And like I said, most of them that filled the tail, the American flag back there. And I love that when you look at it on this side, it's properly seated to look like the tail is the flag. Great job, guys. Wish you could be around still. I wish I had the money to fire you up, but I know I'm running an airline. I'll go bankrupt in a snap of a finger. So, but anyway, being a firefighter out there, we used to, this was one of our charters we'd get a lot, on top of Allegiant, prior to Allegiant, Trans-Meridian, which were scheduled airlines, by the way. Prior to them, Great Plains, Pan Am. There was a startup that was supposed to start, never did. But, you know, power to him. I hope he finally did get it started. But yeah, he never went anywhere. But anyway, North American flew 57, 757s, and I want to swear I saw a 300 with them once. But in the early part of the 2000s, of course, that was building up Iraq and Afghanistan. We were getting them like every other day. Different airlines, different charters, all going, of course, roughly the same place. What's affectionately called the sandbox. And so anyway, I'm really glad that I could get this airline in the $10 livery pack. That just really, I loved it. So, and the fact that it's there, really just, I love this airline, folks. But anyway, we are on a military charter for Sim Air Force, flying the North American. Their IKO, by the way, is North or N November Alpha Oscar. So, really cool, really neat airline. Not much to them. I wish I could start a VA the way I want it to be run, but it is what it is. Hang on a second, I'm switching things around here. Because it's very complicated. Let me try it this way. It just made more sense the other way, but the problem is it really didn't make sense. Okay, so we got to get the altimeters now. But anyway, folks, yeah, but I've been flying the sim probably since 1999, 2000 time frame. Started with FSX, either FS 98 or 2000. I'm not sure. 98 doesn't sound right, but 2000 I know I had. Then a Century of Flight, and then FSX. Then I switched X-Plane here not too long ago. Still, I'll be totally honest with you folks, I'm still in the air if I like it or not. Let's get our radars on. Whoop. Terrain over here. And weather over here. That's another thing there we go. That I really like with this 767. Okay, that I don't like. Oh, I know why. Hang on. Dummy. Go to weather. Zero. Okay. And let me just look at my... Okay. Just want to make sure we're good. We're going to switch to in-flight ATC. Okay. There we go. And we'll put you on progress. And there it is, folks. We are on our way. Top of climb is staring us at about 85 miles out, and I hope you enjoy the flight. And I know, before I hear from my flight attendant back there, I better get on here and do my job.
Ladies and gentlemen, our aircraft continues to climb. We would like to remind you that all flights of our airline are non-smoking. For your safety, the lavatories have been equipped with smoke detectors. Damaging or disconnecting the smoke detectors is strictly prohibited. On the overhead panel you will find a personal lamp, air conditioning, and a flight attendant button. The lavatory for the business class passengers are located in the front of the airplane, and for the economy class passengers, in the back and center of the airplane. For your safety, when seated, we recommend to keep your seat belts fastened, even when the fasten seatbelt sign is off.
Alright, and yeah. They got some interesting ones here, but some of them I've never heard, like drinks and light meal, entertainment. Of course, the other ones, that's, well, you know, cheesy, but you know, hey. They got one that says goodbye. All right, well, we're on our way to level off, and it's a short flight, so I hope y'all enjoy this. We're flying on POSCON, so let's see what we can see here. All right, so there's Sim Air Force's website. You can see there's my airplane working its way down to here. Now, some of the things about POSCON. This is what when you set your flight plans up. Oh man, everything died. Okay, I may have to get a new one of those. How quickly the traffic died there. Actually, since we're the way we are, I am going to do this. Just get a fresh map. Okay. No ETC, 10 pilots. Okay, and then come back to my plane. Just looking at some things here, folks. All right, so we got our messages. Radios are set. Network, we're good. ATC, we're good. Most of this does not work. So let's go to live map. You can see where we are. We're heading down to here. All right, so there you go, folks. We are now through 34,000. We're almost to the top. And that up. There we go. So relax, enjoy, and we'll see you here in a few. All right, folks. Sorry for that. I actually had a reason to dash away. Happened to look out. My wife's on her way back from her business trip just a couple hundred miles away. She'll be back here in about an hour. But I looked out, and we've had, anywhere from 15 to 30-mile-an-hour winds here today. Temperatures are probably close to 80 out there right now. But she put hanging baskets out on this. She calls it a shepherd's hook, two of them. It was toppled over. So I went out and tried to save them. Hopefully I did. We'll see. But anyway, we're cruising at 38,000 feet, although for some reason we're up at 38.1 and it's not correcting itself. So, but anyway, we'll get into the arrival brief here real quick. So let's get SimBrief up here, or SimToolkit, my bad. And what we'll do is put it again side by side with the FMC. Works real easy for me, hopefully for you as well. So hopefully what I'm seeing on my screen is pretty close to what you see, with a nice little gap between the two. So we're on here headed to Amy-Lou, where we were supposed to be heading to Mr. Pitt, and for some reason it didn't take. Alright, so let me pull this up. So this will give you an idea of our trip so far. We're heading to Amy-Lou and then in here onto the 3-3 arrival into Charleston. We might be coming in at dusk. I don't know. We'll see. I also had to get some coffee. Sorry, folks, you didn't hear that too loudly. But anyway, we are right in the about halfway point. As you can tell up here on the bar across, we're 24 minutes out. Add a few minutes, folks, because we've got to do the arrival itself, and that'll take, slow us down, take us in. So let's pull it up. The Amy-Lou. We're heading direct Amy-Lou. Once we get to Amy-Lou, we're supposed to be at 23,000, below 23, above 14,000. And then we track to Wilt. We'll just look at the, hang on, let's just go through this properly. The Amy-Lou 3 arrival, it's an RNAV. ATIS and Charleston's 124.75. I don't know if they work it out. We'll give it a shot. What the heck? Transition, we're in the United States, folks. It's 18,000. However, I will show you how we do this here. Hang on. Oh, okay. I thought I saw an execute needed to be done on the FMC. So, coming down, basically the routing is Amy-Lou to Willett, to Crawl, to Ford, to Reserve. Directions basically from Reserve, we then go to Snob, and then execute the RNP for 3-3. I think we have an ILS actually. Okay, and then, so there's the ILS. Okay, so let's take a look at that on the map here. So we're coming to Amy-Lou, to Crawl, to Ford, to Reserve. Reserve is where you make your adjustments for the runway. We are heading to Snob. Hang on a second, let me read some. I thought we had one after Snob. Okay, no we don't. Okay, so again, it's Amy-Lou at below 23, above 14,000, above 11,000 at Crawl, and then by Snob, we need to be at 210 and 3,000 feet, expecting the RNIP or ILS into runway 33's approach. So, gives you kind of an idea. We'll be heading out to Shrimp and then joining. I may look at that. Did I program us completely in? Oops. So looking here at the Amy-Lou. Okay, they don't have the restriction, but we're below it. Wilt above 11. There's 210 and 3000, so we're good there. Now, let's go over to our ILS. This is the one that's important. Again, ATIS, all your frequencies across the top will be using 122.95 unless something changes. That's our unit. That's our common traffic frequency that POSCON assigned it. Okay. Now we're going to be We're going to be waiting probably as far as Snob. For our ILS to come up in our ILS radio, and I'll show you where that's at. But from there, we're going to track out to Shrimp, turn inbound on the ILS. Shrimp will need to be at 3000. Snob, we're already supposed to be there, so we're just going to continue. And then come in on the ILS to Gator, to Sogi, to Charleston. Again, it's 108.9. Final approach course 334. Now, let me just kind of zoom it in because these are the important things. Gator, which is right here at the 6.3 from CHS, 113.5. We got to be at 2,000 feet or on the glide path, glide slope. Not glide path, glide slope. Big difference. Glide path means we're coming down. Glide slope means we're actually on the glide slope portion of the ILS. Now the decision altitude is 245. Airport's elevation is 46. Touchdown 45. If there is a need for a missed approach, we'll climb to 500 feet. Then we're going to begin a left turn while climbing to 2100 feet on a heading of 280 to intercept the Charleston VOR CHS 113.5 radial 300. Follow that out to Gisty or Gists, GISTS. That's 15.7 miles from Charleston VOR. We're going to hold or as directed by the ATC. After that, folks, who knows what they'll have us do. But again, our big thing here is 108.9, which is right here on the chart as well, and 334 for the heading, and 2000 by Gator. So when we come down here and look at the vertical profile for this approach, Shrimp 3000, 2000, and that little treasure map X marks the spot where you got to be on that glide slope or at 2000. Follow it down on the glide slope. Oh, we're at the top of descent. So there you go, folks. That is our brief. Let me get that set here to the... we'll set to 14 for now. There we go. That way, in case we hit top of descent before I'm ready, we're good to go. All right, so climb. All right, so seatbelts going on. So there you go, folks. Let me get rid of SIMTOOL kit for the moment. And this, let's get up here, turn the seatbelt signs on. Oh, they never came off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the seatbelt sign.
Okay, I really don't like this. Don't look for that much anymore, folks.
Thank you.
We'll finish it up on this flight, but that's about it. Okay, we're going to enter. So let's go back to our, go to here, 108.9, 334. Let me pull up ACAR over here. Three. Okay, so our weather 16. Oh my God, we got a runway change. Okay, we're going to be coming in on the 15s now. Let me see how we're set up. with me. Okay, so aircraft is coming down already. We'll plan on Luther. Okay, so basically we'll do a real quick recap. We're switching runways. That happens, folks. So we're going to 1-5. So from reserve, we'll go 250 to crease, then RNIP to 1-5. So now let's see if we got everything activated here. There we go. Okay, so crease 240 at 3. Is that the call here? Then 218 or assigned, expect wrong runway. 1-5. Okay, so let's look at the map real quick. Going to crease, it is just 3,000. We may or may not go to Luther. We'll see. Alright, so there's where we'll switch. Now, real quick, let's go over that ILS since that changed. 109.7 now for the ICHS, 154 for the final, 1561 at Ashley. And Ashley, where are you? Oh, there you are. It's also an NDB, CH. Okay. That'll be 1561. Decision on this one is 243. Again, here you go. Okay, coming in. And 243 is our decision height, RVR of 18. Expect the Pappies on the left-hand side. ALSIF 2, there's our missed approach. It is 500 feet. Then we make a climbing left turn to 300 or 3,500 feet on Charleston VOR 055 to Wando and hold. So pretty simple stuff, folks. So it wasn't a rough one. Once we land on 1-5, if I come off where I want, we'll be on Alpha to Hotel, and then we'll work our way to the passenger terminal. Oh, I'm sorry, we'll come in on Hotel. We'll still work our way up here to the passenger terminal up in front of all the C-17s. Whether we see C-17s or not, I don't know. I am expecting an error message coming saying, oh, we've got to check our FMC. Execute. And 1097, 154. Okay, we're switching that. We'll take it, 132. All right, folks, so we're programmed in on that. We'll go ahead and get our auto brake set up to 3. And decision height will stay at 200. And the frequency and heading is on the pedestal. It is not, and I don't know how to make, I just made it available. Okay. I'm learning things every day on this. Forgive me, folks. And 1097. 54. Okay, we are plugged in and ready to come in. All right, and how are we descending? All right, let's just kind of, since we started this, let's keep going.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to remind you that use of all electronic devices during descent and landing is prohibited as it may interfere with the navigational equipment. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. Make sure your seat belt is securely fastened, and all carry-on luggage is stowed underneath the seat in front of you, or in the overhead bins. Please turn off all electronic devices until we are safely parked at the gate. We hope that you found our flight enjoyable. We would like to remind you that cushions and blankets are to be left in your seats. Thank you.
Okay, so what I'm checking here, back in, I'm going to set lower. I want to set for 11. Okay, and we'll just keep coming in, folks. Right now, take a look outside the plane. Okay, we're just slowing again. And hope y'all are enjoying. Oh, what do we got here? Pushback car. Sorry about that. What do you think about the FF757 versus a 60? I can't speak for the 757. They are basically the same planes, just a little different range, passenger loadouts. Um, I like the 767. I got the extended version, so that way I have cargo operations for my cargo VAs that I belong to. But I don't think you could go wrong with either of them. But for me, I took the 767 so I could fly longer flights. Because it does have a 4,500 to 5,500 mile range, depending how you're loaded. But hope that helped you out. The 757 isn't as long-legged, but it's in essence a lot alike the same plane. just smaller and not a wide body. All right, sir. Well, I appreciate you coming in. Uh, we should be on the ground here in about 10 or 15 minutes. All right, let's go ahead. Let this part I'm not sure I really like. I just thought I'd give it a try.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes our aircraft will land at the destination airport. For your safety, we ask you to remain seated until the aircraft comes to a complete stop and the fasten seatbelt sign is turned off. When preparing to depart, please make sure to take all your personal belongings with you. Attention international travelers, if you are continuing your flight, follow the signs to international
I just
transit
realized
area.
what altitude I'm at. All right, let's get up here and get these lights all turned on. What else at 10,000 did I forget? Speed brakes, RNAV set, and we'll be ready with the flaps here shortly. Oh my. See if it pulls up here. All right, so 154. There we go. All right, so we're getting this bird all slowed up. ILS is tuned in. Let's make sure our METARs are good. Oop. 3011. And what we're waiting on is once. Okay. Once the ILS becomes alive, we'll slow to 180. Go ahead and put flaps 5 out. Okay, so all right, so 132, 137, we got 9,000 feet available. We need 4,594 of it. That'll leave us 6,200 feet. So we should be okay. And we're going to go ahead and dial to 20. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off the terrain. We're not in any kind of hill country. Over here, dial you back as well. Put the data on. Slowing to 180. And there's the runway in sight. Charleston traffic reach 18 is 17-mile final. Correction, 15-mile final. Fully established runway 15, full stop. One more notch of flaps, gear coming down. Okay, we've met part of the Ashley requirement. We are on glide slope, so we don't have to worry about a missed approach. What we do have to worry about is when we take over. I got the speed. And again, winds are 160 at 11. Okay, folks, we have the airplane. We're fully trimmed too. Holy mackerel.
Glide slow. 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 Sink rate. Glide slow. Pull up. Glide slow. Glide slow. Glide
50,
slow. Glide
40,
slow.
30, 20, 10.
All right, a little faster than I wanted to be there, folks. Whoa. This thing does like to pull. Well, we got off further than I wanted to. Okay, AT left and right flight directors off. Speed brake. make sure. I think this is where I want to take. Charleston traffic, reach 18 is off runway 15 at Alpha, turning on hotel. Okay. Okay, lights and transponder. Okay, now the fun part. Seeing if we can read this chart for where we need to go. My apologies, folks there. Now there's the passenger terminal that I mentioned. Out in the distance, that's where they make the 787s. And we do have C-17s. Nice. All right, folks. Trying to figure out from this map where they're... Oh, I see where I think their idea is. Okay. Of course, we'd be under a follow me truck right now if we were at Charleston. And I think they'd let us do this. I'm not sure. But the nice thing again about the sim, we can do what we want. Now, I did download this scenery and a few others, mainly because when I tried this airport out one other time, there was nothing there. One spot, I think, is all they had, even with the gates over at the passenger area. And once we get in, I'm going to go to the what's called the flyby mode. And, oh, there's where I need to go. Ah, now it all makes sense. I wonder if that's an actual parking stand or not, though. We'll find out. But right in front of that KC-135 where I'll be turning, that is where the map, airport map, shows the passenger terminal to be. So we'll go with it. The reflections off this is unreal. going to take this stand right here. I overshot. Doggone it. Alright, parking brakes on. Okay. Alright, so let's finish up getting that APU started by getting the gen on. Wing lights can go off, taxi lights can go off. Okay, pushing down, we got the transponder. Close that, close that. Now, the rest of the checklist is basically shutting down. So we've got the parking brake set. Let's make sure the engine selectors are off. And hang on. I know he's itching to talk. Hang on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you at our destination. The local weather is very nice. 23 degrees centigrade. The local time is 3:30 p.m.
He actually did take it from the meter.
For your
Okay.
safety and comfort, we ask that you please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign. This will indicate that we have parked at the gate and that it is safe to move about. Please check around your seat for any personal belongings you may have brought on board with you, and please use caution when opening the overhead bins, as heavy articles may have shifted around during the flight. If you require departing assistance, please remain in your seat until all other passengers have departed. One of our crew members will then be pleased to assist you. We remind you to wait until inside the terminal to use any electronic devices or to smoke in the designated areas. On behalf of our airline and the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking. I hope you've enjoyed your flight on this aircraft and hope to see you again in the near future. On behalf of Flight Factor and Step to Sky, I wish you all the best. Thank you and goodbye.
Yeah, what he said. Alright, so we are in the gate, or in the parking spot. I'm going to pop outside real quick. And then all we need to do is open doors. Get the right one, Mike. Let's see. There we go. Get the doors. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Really? Ah, that's irritating. Gotta have the passenger bus if you're not in the gate configuration. That's really weird. But anyway, we're in Charleston at this time, folks. We're unloading at this time. Let's get back up here at the top. They want hydraulics off. Cargo heat can go off since it's 23 degrees Celsius. And since we can go to that, we can actually Alright, so we got the APU turned off and the passenger signs off, and as soon as the APU cools down, we can turn that all off. Folks, we want to thank you for flying with Mike. We got some B2s staring us down. Now, they don't have those in Charleston. Nice try, but they really don't. Oh, I left my beacon on. Another look at this fine quality aircraft here. It's really a nice airplane, folks. Some KC-10s in here. train going by. That's pretty cool. And a bunch of seats. I love it. I wish I knew what the error was. I can't figure out what's not loading properly. But there you go, folks. We are in good old Charleston Air Force Base. Just filing my PIREP with Sim Air Force. Filed. Just want to make sure it got received. And it did. All right, folks. So, hope you enjoyed the flight. What we're going to do now, I wanted to come off. We also want to come off POSCON for what I'm about to do. Hang on a second. Okay. Just waiting for me to come off so I don't cause any troubles here. Because what we're going to do is take a look at this landing from the outside. Okay, so let's fire up the music. Let's see what we get. There we go. Hang on, let me hold that music for just a second. Make sure unloading is complete. Get rid of the stairs. Okay, and we'll switch over to airplane. What I'm doing is just making sure nothing screws, makes it look weird. And what we're going to do is review the flight, or at least the takeoff, or the landing, I'm sorry. All right, so here we go, folks. All right, not too bad. If I might say myself, we'll get things opened up again. Hang on. I think I got everything. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the flight. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up here. We do appreciate all the people that follow us. We hope you enjoy flying with Mike. That's our goal here. Flat out, plain and simple. So if there's anything we can fly, let us know, because we would sure love to. We want to make sure you're what we're here for, folks. So my job is basically just to keep things, what you would like to see in flying. Next up tomorrow, we're going to be back up in Alaska flying the Caravan for for Alaska bush flying. We'll be going from Wainwright to Niquist up in the northern part. Did I say it right? Barrow to Niquist, just to make sure. But other than that, folks, we sure appreciate it, and hope you enjoyed. If you did, click follow, and we'll see you tomorrow. God bless. Have a great day.